KDB.
Beats Planet.
Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. We just signed somebody that did work with Tom Landry. I guess the motherfucker was breaking childhood labor laws. That motherfucker had to be, 17 to be working with Tom Landry, huh? Will Steele, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought everybody that worked with Tom Landry was dead, but but we got a new O-line coach, so that's interesting. We're going to touch on a little bit of that. We got some clips going around. We got some Jerry Jones audio that I just saw last minute, so we're possibly going to give a little reaction to that. Me and my man's William Steele. Shouts out to you, sir. Appreciate you. I haven't gotten us new sound drops since we lost to the 49ers. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to get a little better with that. You know what I mean? It's just changed.
Once I come back from my little break, I'm going to have some new drops and whatnot,
We'll be good to go. And of course, for the title of the video, the main thing that we got going on here is Mike McCarthy maybe didn't like all the things that Kellen was doing, and Kellen Moore was like, "You got me fucked up. A triple reverse Turpin lamb pass toss will work." You know what I mean? There was a little clip that came out of what was it? It was like Peter King or something.
Albert Breer on Dan Patrick's show.
Same thing. They all the same people. So yeah, sure. We're gonna. I said Peter King. Why I say his name? How I drag Peter King into this? He minded his own business. Voch Lombardi from the Volume says Peter King stealing content from who? Albert Breer and them. It's all good, but we're gonna react to those three things. So I appreciate y'all for being here. Salute, Swati Cop. Welcome. And let's get right into it, man. First of all, Will Steele, how you doing today, sir?
I'm all right, man. Doing pretty well. Just a big news dump here from the Cowboys as Senior Bowl week, and it just gave us Cowboys content creators a lot to talk about.
For sure. Just a handful of these Jerry Jones clips that we're gonna listen to later. Jerry Jones said, "Hold on, I love doing this, Will. So hold on, I love doing this. This is one of my favorite content things to do. Right? Cut the music up real loud where they can hear me. Right? And then be like, all right, let's see some of the stuff Jerry Jones talking about. Here we go. The first clip. Jerry Jones says, this is from Calvin Watkins on Twitter. and we're gonna listen to these actual quotes. I'm just gonna read these, headlines and titles or whatnot. Per Calvin Watkins' Twitter, Jerry Jones said he has no regrets trading Amari Cooper. However, what was left at the position didn't produce enough. All right, we just gonna scroll down a little bit more. We got that one. Jerry Jones said Mike McCarthy taking over play calling duties is the logical step for this franchise. Oh, okay, cool, Playboy, if you say so. All right. Apparently Brett Maher is on the shit list. You know what I mean? I don't even know if that's on the. I don't even know if they got video proof of Jerry Jones saying that, but it's just some of the little things that I'm saying here. It says Jerry Jones has a message for the fans' frustration, and also talks about the 49ers wouldn't have won a title in a long time. Don't say 49ers after they just beat us twice, two years in a row, Jerry. Don't say nothing about the 49ers, and don't say nothing about the fans, bro. Everything that you get. You deserve it. Stephen Jones says Stephen Jones admits as much as Mike McCarthy liked Kellen Moore, eventually some philosophical differences played a role in the departure.
Oh, well, so he just came out and said these niggas ain't like each other out there. He admitted it.
Hey, Will, let's get into this, dog. We're gonna lead with that clip. So cool. Let's play the clip of "It's Not Peter King." You say who it was? Babe Laufenberg?
Who's that?
Albert Breer. Okay, cool. Let's roll the Albert Breer clip on whatever the fuck podcast it was on. Sorry, y'all. I'm not journalistically trained, so whatever. So let's play that clip, and then we're going to get into this Stephen Jones clip. Go ahead, Wilson.
I heard things weren't great between him and Mike McCarthy at the end. And, I don't know if it was finally the fact that they were both sort of play callers by trade that got them, or it was the way that Dak played. What I do know is like that arrangement that I think had worked okay, but had its ups and downs over 3 years, had sort of run its course. And obviously there were some great opportunities to be an offensive coordinator elsewhere for Kellen Moore. And I think this sort of allowed them to come to a everybody wins type of scenario.
First of all, he sounds like Brumley, but go on.
hey, yo, Peter King, is the volume gonna send us to the Super Bowl? That ain't Peter King, my bad.
Albert Breer, man.
Albert Breer, my fault. Ain't the same. Will Steele. So before we get going, sir.
Okay.
Do we have a disagreement on this? I don't think this had nothing to do with Dak Prescott and how he played. I mean, yeah, Dak Prescott's play was a result of it, but this had nothing to do with Dak Prescott, his results or whatnot. This was all about Dak Prescott and or the position that Dak was put in because of play calling. Correct? Do we disagree on that?
Well, Steven pretty much just told you philosophical differences.
We definitely go get to this clip because I'm curious at what the hell Steven gonna say. Okay, cool. So, do you think this was an ego battle? Do you think Kellen Moore probably got a little too big for his britches? And he was like, yo, bro, this is new offense. Triple reverses, turpin passes. This is what it is. And Mike McCarthy, maybe his side was more keep it simple, keep it player, keep it gangster. You know what I mean? And do the easy things to get that done. And maybe Kellen thought that his way was the right way. And Mike McCarthy hit that boy with that, yo, bro, there's no way that your way is the right way. Do you think that that's possibly where some of this bad blood came from?
Some. I mean, McCarthy comes from a tree, a lineage, a system that is tried, true, and proven in the history of this league, even till this day, right? You just sprinkle a little bit of sauce on that West Coast system, where Kellen is still wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac. His system has done what? Scott Linehan's system has done what? Jason Garrett's system has done what in this league, right? So you got a guy that the front office told you, Mike McCarthy, has to stay here. Told you, Mike McCarthy, let him run his operation, which has no ties to your operation. So he took a step back for 3 years. 2.5, if you want to call it that. Whatever. Right? Yeah. And after they lost to San Fran, he came out and said, hey, you install it, you call it. Kellen probably was like, ho, player. Don't be blaming me for this game. Right? That's what Kellen was saying. And then in the offseason, Jerry said, nah, we need you to step up. We need you, Mike McCarthy, to put your implement on this offense a little bit more. And Mike McCarthy said, dog, I don't even know the plays. But
what the fuck? What the fuck is FedEx right tornado sweep Kroger on 7? What does that mean?
I don't know plays. But what I can tell you is these option routes is foo-foo. Okay? What I can tell you is, hey dog, you got to be a little bit more balanced than this. What I can tell you is we got to be a little bit smarter here. And these are all things that McCarthy said to Kellen Moore to the public. And I'd imagine there was philosophical differences. Kellen wanted to do Kellen. McCarthy wanted to do things that he thought was better for the team. And what did you think was going to happen, dog? When this is what you've given to your head coach. You made him take on a philosophy that he doesn't agree with.
I love your angle on it, that it's always Jerry Jones' fault. Right. And I never really fell into that bag off, for real, because I mean,
he set this up.
I know. And how you say it like that perfectly, actually, Will Steele. Like I just come from player and coach cloth. And in my mind, bro, I just think player execution can just overcome everything. You know what I mean? In my mind, I think that, putting these guys in place and them executing can fix all things. Yeah. But boy, if it's dead ass Jerry's fault. You hired me and said, all right, Voch, you here, but we not going to do the shit your way. Right. Right? Voch, you work this job. You the head coach. You in charge. But you're going to do it like this. And when that way don't work, you look at me and be like, all right, Voch, you fucked up. Sir. Sir.
That's like the volume hiring you and telling you how to run your show.
If the volume hired me and said, all right, Voch, you can't cuss, you can't tell jokes, you can't laugh, you can't wear.
Got to put the boxes with the boxes around.
You got to talk with the boxes, Voch, and you can't do calls, run the show. And then a year later say, yo, Voch, we hate the show. Fuck, I tried to tell you. You know what I mean? So we're still on this point. You kind of make me feel like, hey, man, maybe Mike McCarthy should have called the fucking plays. Because in real life, Kellen Moore may be a more modern play caller, right? And I do give Kellen Moore 85% of being good. But I just think his 15% is so bad. So if Mike McCarthy, even if Mike isn't as good as Kellen Moore for that 85%, I just don't need Mike to be as bad as Kellen is when Kellen is bad. Because when Kellen bad, Kellen's bad. You know what I mean? Kellen come out there, and we always talk about this, Will Steele, but I just say it again for all the new people that may be in the audience or whatever, man. Kellen come out there and CeeDee Lamb get to moving across the formation, and we go, you know what I'm saying? And that motherfucker got 15 targets. He'll catch 10 of them, and we'll go, And Tony Pollard get 18 carries and shit, and we go, And then the next game, motherfucker, Zeke get 20 carries. We don't look at CD. Dalton Schultz get in the way. Michael Gallup getting the ball forced to him. No play action. We start running the ball, and we go, damn, dog, what happened to our offense versus trash-ass team that we playing? What happened to our offense? Well, Kellen is just going through that 15% that he goes through, right? So if Mike McCarthy, even if he ain't that 85, right, if Mike McCarthy can simply give you 70, but his 30 compared to Kellen's 15 is just, oh, well, a bad day of offense for us. I mean, we just still kept it simple. We just probably didn't beat that team, but we didn't put ourselves in position to get ourselves beat. We didn't beat ourselves, right? And look, Will, we really don't even have to super talk this up for real. We were forcing passes to fucking Michael Gallup and Noah Brown, sir.
Let's simplify it.
Please.
If Mike McCarthy can simply give you an identity to build off of from week to week, that I think will be an improvement in philosophical differences or whatever you want to call it. That alone, right? But he will need, obviously, his team, his offensive team to help him throw a little bit of that sauce on it. But if you go and actually study Mike McCarthy and his principles and what he does and what he did, in Green Bay, you're going to come back and say, oh, I actually like that. This is a guy that likes to do play action. This is a guy that likes to do pre-snap motion. This is a guy that, some people want to utilize a fullback. He'll utilize a fullback as opposed to utilizing his goddamn wide receivers to do a whole bunch of blocking. This is a guy that does more West Coast principles. He believes in play action. He believes in running the ball as a part of the identity and not running the ball to hit a number. So there are things I think you would like about Mike McCarthy, but I think because of how he ended his tenure in Green Bay, it feels sour. And because Kellen is the new wave, right? He's younger, Boise State, razzle dazzle. Well, they're really in creativity is razzle dazzle. It feels like Kellen Moore's way is the way. I subscribe the other way. I feel like McCarthy's way has been the proven way in this league, but he may need an assist. That's all. He may need a running mate to help him kind of get updated to the league.
And honestly, though, Will
The
Steele,
conference has been unlocked.
y'all call in, by the way, my bad. Honestly, Will Steele, on that point, let me tell you what I really like about Pete Carroll, right? Because we was on this show yesterday. If y'all was watching, we were doing, draft work. But we was talking about Geno yesterday, right? Eugene Smith. And we was like, man, Geno had a good year, man, but you can't bring that motherfucker back. They didn't do special things with Geno Smith. They ran the fucking football and they threw it to DK Metcalf. Like, that's an identity. You know what I mean? Like that's an identity. We don't have an identity because we don't even know if we're going to run the football very much that day. We don't know if we're going to run the football very well that day. We don't know which running back going to get the most goddamn carries. We definitely don't have an identity, there. And outside of DK Metcalf, I mean, they got dudes like Tyler Lockett. So, I mean, if something goes wrong with him, there's another dude we can go to. If something go wrong with CeeDee Lamb and they take Schultz away, what do we do in the passing game? We don't have an identity anywhere, William Steele. So sometimes it's just the small things, man. I'm in the simple things now, bro. I don't want to be ranked top 5 no more. You know what I mean? I don't want to be I don't want to be elite offense. I don't want PFF liking me and shit like that, bro. I just want to get shit done. I want to be simple. I want to have an identity, and I just want to win ball games, bro. I don't care about none of the other shit, man. Anyway, let's get this quote from Stephen Jones, from Stephen Jones. Stephen Jones admits, per Calvin Watkins' Twitter and all that, Stephen Jones admits as much as Mike McCarthy liked Kellen Moore, eventually some philosophical differences played a role in the departure. Will Steele, I'm gonna put eyes on you. You let me know if this sound is good.
At the end of the day, the guy who's ultimately in
Turn
charge,
up a little bit.
I think it's a huge plus. And I think Mike really felt like it was in our best interest to keep Kellen when he first got here because Kellen's outstanding. I think he's done an incredible job for us. He's been great for Dak, and I thought he didn't want to slow that growth. Dak, and he still is. I mean, we think Dak's on a great path, but the more he's been around Kellen, and as much as he respects him, there's still a part of it that doesn't totally jive, if you will, with what he wants.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally different.
I'm about to tweet that, actually. Yo, cuz, you got a lot of me, dog.
Right, bro. Yeah, but at first McCarthy wanted to keep him, sir. There is nothing about Kellen Moore's offense that that meshed with what McCarthy did throughout his career. You don't gotta lie, man. You ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta lie. But they would never say, we elected to keep, Kellen Moore on staff when we hired him. They ain't gonna say it that way.
Hey, yo, Will said, why that motherfucker say, hey, man, he like Kellen. They just ain't jive that good. Why he say jive like that?
He goes, then he gonna say, yeah, and then of course there's gonna be some philosophical differences. Sir, you can't have foundational differences and say, you know what, I'm gonna ignore that. I'm gonna ignore the foundational differences and let's ride and jive.
Hey, listen, bro, like,
come on, man.
I think we'll be fine at the end of the day. I think dialing everything back, making things a little more simple.
Listen,
better dudes, of course. And we ain't got to be flashy, man. I would like to see what a more smash mouth version of football would look like for the Cowboys. Now, Will, let me tell you something. I was watching film on the offensive line, and today ain't the day for that. But I was watching film on offensive line, draft film, and I'm all on this new wave of. All right, cool. I'm posting it on Twitter right now. I'm all on this new wave of, hey man, let's just get strong as hell and run the football. There's this dude from Ohio State, Will Steele, and I can't wait for you to meet him. I can't wait for you to meet him.
The big dude down at the Senior Bowl?
That motherfucker.
Yo,
him.
That's
Dwan
crazy.
Jones.
That is crazy you brought him up because I said that today. I said he's going to be the first offensive lineman I look at down at the Senior Bowl because he's a behemoth. And I saw his feet moving. I think that was him. I'm not sure if that was him, but I think that was him on one of these clips. And I was like, how, Sway? But I got to go study him, so.
DeJuan Jones. So they got this other dude at the top of the draft, right? And this is Cowboy related. So they got this other dude at the top of the draft, Peter Skoronski. They was like, oh well, Voch, he from Northwestern. He's the next Rashawn Slater.
It's false. No way. Not this time.
No, sir. I hope somebody take him early and bump everybody else down the board. The left tackle for Ohio State, Paris Johnson, he's like a high ceiling player that ain't really got it all right now, but he's a good player right now. But DeJuan Jones, the big boy with the long arms, that's strong as hell.
Yeah.
Give me that dude at 26 and I'm moving on.
That's so crazy you say that.
They don't have him mocked right now as a first round guy. Like they'll probably look at him like a second round dude. But before this process is over, he's a first round dude.
I did, and again, this ain't for today, but I was doing preliminary research on him, and I saw that you're right. I haven't seen him being like a high first round guy yet, but this could be a situation where Tyler Smith wasn't early, and then by the time he got to the draft, it was like, bro, he's going to the first round.
Yeah. It's coming, man. And just the idea of just having two Tyler Smith strong dudes on the same side of your offensive line, you know what I mean? And then just let Kratos and Terrence work the other side. Come on, dog.
I like it.
Come on, man. Let's get into some more clips or whatever. Did you want to finish these clips or did you want to talk about the O-line coach? Because these clips could linger
we can save that for Monday if you want.
Yeah, we can say that. Okay, cool. I love that, Will. I love saving content. Jerry Jones. Got a little clip from Jerry Jones. The title says, Jerry Jones says he has no regrets trading Amari Cooper.
Oh, I actually meant the clips from Monday, but if you want to.
Wherever
you want to go, your show, dog. Your show.
It is 3:41, huh? All right, cool. We're going to talk about...
No way. Not this time.
We're going to talk about Jerry Jones Monday. We're going to talk about Jerry Jones Monday. All right, cool. But you know what? That's what a producer does. You know what I mean? Straighten the show back up. I just show up and talk. You know what I mean? But my producer is keep me on track.
You're talking about, DeJuan Jones and talk about, behemoths and power run game and all that stuff. This Mike, is it Solari? Solari?
Mm.
Mike Solari.
So you want me to talk about the O-line coach right now?
Yeah.
All right, then, cool.
Man, he can give you some of that.
So we hired him. So we hired somebody that was an assistant coach for
Tom Landry. You wrong for starting it off with that.
He was an assistant coach for Tom Landry. I'm assuming he was a teenager. He was a ball boy or something. Yeah, I mean, and when you say he coached under Tom Landry, in my mind, I thought, oh well, he's Joe Philbin's age, like he got to be 80 years old. But he's 70 something. You know what I mean? So
he's actually a little bit older than Joe.
He older than Joe Philbin?
He's older than Joe Philbin.
Joe Philbin looked 100.
Philbin looked like a vampire. So that's the problem.
He was drinking all his life. Joe Philbin worked hard. God damn. Okay.
So he got like 7 years on Joe. He's like 68 or something like that. Yeah.
God damn. I just knew Joe Philbin was ancient. Will still.
But I think this dude might be like the O-line version of Pete Carroll. Pete like 89. But he moved like he's 54.
Pete shaped like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Will still Pete Carroll, Vince McMahon, and Jerry Jones all about the same age, but Jerry Jones the only one that we talking about. Jerry might die soon.
Jerry, you know what? I'm not gonna say what I wanted to say, but Jerry, he's doing some things to stay alive because boy, he look rough.
We'll talk about it Monday when we listen to these Jerry Jones clips. That's a teaser. But Solari, Mike Solari,
yeah.
All these old coaches named Mike. All these
we do got a lot of Mikes. Yeah.
Mike, Jim, and John. Yeah, man. So I don't know nothing about him, Will. Still, I just saw the opening, discussion about Tom Landry and how old he was. But I went to go look at a coaching clinic that John Owning posted. John Owning from PFF, Cowboy guy. He does all work for the NFL. He's a Cowboy guy, PFF. And he posted one of his coaching clinics from like 2012. And as O-line guy, I just fell in love with what he was talking about, man. He was talking that shit, Will, still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I never heard Joe Philbin speak at length, but I seen his results. You know what I'm saying? But just listening to Solari talk, Solari's a guy that's really dialed in on the small things. You know what I mean? Like he's really dialed in on where your hand needs. He was actually talking about one O-line technique. You know, it was like a combo technique and how we work combos as a lead side guy without fully blocking someone to keep your eyes downfield. And he went through every step. Like what your first step should be like, your second step, your third step, what this hand should be like, what that hand should be like. And he had film to go along with that. And I was like, all right, man, this dude seems like a good teacher. Like I'm engaged with this video from 2012 that was clearly recorded for a DVD. Because motherfucker's so old. He said DVD a couple times. I was like, yo, this some old shit. we talking about DVDs here. But I was just so impressed with how he went through things step by step by step by step. And I wonder if he's going to be an offensive influence for Mike.
Yes.
In terms of play calling, because you know, just if you take a look at what he was talking about in this coaching clinic, he is a motion guy. He is a take the defense off of their ticker guy. He is a, I don't want to, you know, show what I am. I want to disguise
manipulator.
He is a manipulator, anything but vanilla guy, and that kind of shit makes me want to work hard. Will Steele, I had to fucking work hard one time, just one. That's all y'all get. So I was impressed with that coaching clinic. So how about this, y'all go to Twitter and go to John Owning on Twitter and go check out that video that he posted. Fantastic stuff. Will Steele, what did you get from anything?
I think this is a fantastic hire so far. I'm still doing more research, but you talk about a guy who been around for a while. You talk about Tom Landry, but he's been a part of so many successful teams and successful offenses and successful running offenses, dating all the way back to the early 90s with the Niners, then the Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson's Chiefs, and then he had that stint when he was with John Harbaugh's Super Bowl. He kept taking the San Francisco to the Super Bowl or to the NFC Championship game. They ran the ball well, and then his latest stint in Seattle, where he was with, and this is where you say Mike McCarthy, he could end up helping out Brian Schottenheimer, who was the offensive coordinator in Seattle at the same time. So we might be seeing that follow up. So keep your ears and eyes open for that. And you said it perfectly, man. He's a manipulator. He's a guy that I think will bring, and y'all ready for this? A running scheme. I think we will actually have a run game coordinator in Dallas. Not just, hey, man, we just going to try to run this thing to hit 30 rushing attempts. There will be a purpose to this. There will be I'm getting your guy off your marker so that I can get my left guard to the second level, or I'm trying to get your linebacker to think one way and we going another way. And if it is with Brian Schottenheimer, they've already had this relationship, so it'll be easier, a smoother transition. So far, dig in. I'm feeling this higher. And if you go look at where he was recently at, Seattle finished in the top 10 in yards per carry. It seemed like every year he was the offensive line coach. So I think this is an upgrade.
Now, Will Steele, I love to pat myself on the back about this content shit, but did you see how perfect that Don DeMarco was? Like, I wasn't even, like, you was talking, and I just placed a perfect Don DeMarco where you was talking at, bro. Like, right perfectly. And you knew when to pause and let the Don DeMarco finish. And you just, like, bro, we got something special, Will Steele. I just need the people to understand. I just need them. I ain't gonna say nothing else, man. I ain't gonna keep patting me on the back. I'm not gonna do it no more.
We do this, man.
All right, cool. So let's get into it. Let's get these phones in.
The conference has been locked.
Appreciate y'all. Taking y'all Cowboy questions. For anybody still confused, because I know that there's changes to the channel, and I just want to make sure everybody's updated on it. Our full-blown Cowboy days are Mondays and Wednesdays now. Our 32-team draft days are Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? So you tune into the volume. If you want to talk about the new coaching hire, you talk about that Mondays and Wednesdays. If you want to talk about a Cowboy draft pick, you can talk about that any time, whatever day of the week you want to do it. If you're not a Cowboy fan, you're an Eagles fan, because Eagles fans watch our content too. You want to talk some draft, those are Tuesdays and Thursdays for you. You know what I'm saying? But don't come to Tuesday and Thursday draft show asking me about Neville Gallimore and shit unless you talking about drafting somebody for him. You feel me? That's the new rules, and I appreciate y'all for understanding. You feel me? And look, man, just to say we almost got 1,000 people on a Wednesday show in the offseason, man. I'm proud that y'all here for the long run, man. So I love y'all to pieces. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate you. Cop home. Nigerian Prince is so hilarious because I mean he just made me change his name to it. So Nigerian Prince, what's good with you, my guy?
Good afternoon, Voch. Good afternoon, Sky. How y'all feeling?
Man, we good, man. Life is good, bro. We just working. What you got for the show?
All right, so I'm gonna keep it short. I have a question that I wanted to pose to you guys, to both of you, and I want to get your opinion. So since we're an old, offensive coordinator flux, I want to get your opinion on what style of offense, if you guys were offensive coordinators, what style of offense do you think would be best suited for the makeup of guys that we have on the offensive, like in the offense this year? And then also, based on your decision, what would be the first round pick that you would choose to supplement that kind of offense? So what I mean is like, whether it's a run heavy or play action, whatever the case may be, West Coast, whatever. I just wanted to just get your thoughts, each of you, and I'll hang up and listen.
I appreciate you for hanging up and listening, man. Because boy, I ain't got a whole bunch for your question.
Yeah,
that's a loaded question, and none of us should go together.
Yeah, just think about it. We don't even know who the personnel is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like who they're talking about trying to get Odell Beckham. Who's going to be wide receiver 2? Is there going to be a slot guy? What did the tight end room look like? What did the running back room look? It's just too much. Maybe I think if you come back to this question in April, we'll know the first part for sure. But I mean, if you're asking, I like the West Coast offense. I mean, you see it run in a lot of Andy Reids of the worlds and the Shanahans of the worlds. They just add a little bit of nuance to it. That's all, right? They add a little drizzle on it. So that I am a fan of the West Coast, and I feel like you can find pieces to implement that, but we don't know who the pieces are right now, Voch.
You don't know who your running backs are.
Yeah.
You don't know who your second and third wide receiver are for real. I mean, Lamb is in the slot right now, but you don't know how much 11 personnel you're gonna be running. You know what I'm saying? So I think once we get those questions like fleshed out, then we'll have a better answer for you. That's definitely an April, May, June question. And look, no matter what our scheme is, right? Okay, so cool. Let's say Mike McCarthy's play caller, we go to a West Coast offense. We can still draft a corner in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Because we just a BPA team, and I tend to trust Dallas with what they do, especially in the first round. So
I damn sure ain't got an answer for you for who to draft in the first round. It's for me, it's way too early.
1 is too soon, and 2, we're drafting at 26, and so much can happen. But you hold that question though, because it was a good one. Moving on. Let's go, Fred from Big James Games Toy Shop. What's up, sir?
Hey, what's going on, man? Long time no hear. How y'all guys feeling?
Man, listen, man, this is home, and you can come back whenever you want to, man. We are good. What's happening?
Well, cool. I had a question, and it piggybacked off something that you called the Chiefs earlier. You said Patrick Mahomes is making things happening with the second wide receiver all-stars. And I was looking at like the free agent list of wide receivers coming up for this year, and it's not a stellar list, but I was thinking, do you think Dallas and Dak could make that work? I mean, we got a number 1 with CD, but let's say Cedric Wilson gets released from Miami because they ain't throwing him no balls, and he's still costing way more money, too much money for somebody who's not catching any balls. And let's say Darius Slayton, who is a free agent coming out of the Giants. So if you get a Dak, if you can find a way to get Wilson back, and you get Slayton, you think that's good enough? We got a 1, and we got a David Ruffin, and then we got the Temptation. You think Dak can make that work?
Me personally, I'm trying to get better than that, but just the baseline answer your question. I think Dak can win with wide receiver 2 all-stars. The problem is Noah Brown is a wide receiver 4 and 5
all-star.
You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Gallup news came out, both his knees and his ankle. You know what I mean? So he's technically
a 3.5.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We didn't even have a wide receiver 2 for real. You know, T.Y. Hilton got here in December. He got here for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So I think having multiple wide receiver numbers, we ain't got to have 3 wide receiver 1s. I think you'll be fine with CD Lamb and a couple of competent players that's not wide receiver 4 material. But I don't want Slayton. No, give me a little something better than Slayton.
Mecole Hardman's a name.
Is going to be a free agent after this year. You think he's going out? He's going to be too expensive for Steven cheap ass?
Who? He want money? Juju Smith-Schuster. He want money for what? What do you want money for?
Want about $11 million a year.
Bye. Stephen
I don't know,
Jones
bro.
about to draft him up.
Juju thought he was going to get the bag the last couple years, and he did not. You know, he only got like $3 million last year. This past
He's
season.
learned. He's learned, boy. He's learned. And look. AB takes a lot of pressure off of motherfucker, boy. He has learned, but it's cool. Go ahead, though.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys, man. Keep it up, brothers.
Appreciate you, Fred. Good call, man.
All right,
I think his sentiment. I feel him where he coming, but the players, I pass.
I think what's more important to me though, Will, still is filling out roles. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I always say you want your wide receiver core to be like a basketball team. You know what I mean? Like you want a guy to do this, and this, and this. So like, get me like a route runny slotty guy. You know, give me like Hunter Renfrow may not be a top tier name, but for a slot route runny get open guy, that'll fit us perfect. You know what I mean? Give me like a Brandon Cooks who's gonna be like speedy outside dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Those are dudes that'll like work out for me. You see what I'm saying?
My number one guy in free agency, and when I break these down, probably be McCole Hardman. And it's not even a big time receiver. He just gives you a big time role. And he's not a guy I think you got to rely on to get 85 catches for 1,300 yards. But if you're going to keep Michael Gallup, which obviously they are, I think you need at some speed. And I feel like we say this all the time about we need speed. Cowboys need speed. McCole Hardman can give you that speed.
Yeah. And I understand a lot of Cowboy fans going to be like, yo, Voch, can we trade for Nuke Hopkins? Well, we have Stephen Jones at the helm. So, you know, you're going to have to give up things to get Nuke Hopkins, as opposed to some of these free agent guys. You just call a phone, like, hey, you want to rock with us? And they rock with you. So big differences there. Big differences there. And you got to pay Nuke Hopkins and give up a draft pick, boy. Stephen Jones. And, come on now. It'll be a miracle if he pulls that one off. Reek been going last to last too, so we're going to get Reek in early. What's up, Reek?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Voch? What's going on, Sky? But I wasn't gonna say nothing though.
It's all good, Mike.
I was thinking the same thing you saying, but I wasn't gonna say nothing. But it's all good. Thank you.
It's all good, my guy. It's a rotation that I'm very cognizant of. You feel me? So we like to rotate the fronts to the bottoms. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, though, Reek. What you got for the show?
I feel you. My whole thing is that how I feel about it is like, I like the fact that Mike McCarthy is going to be calling calls because I know we're going to get a fullback back there, a real fullback now, again. And I really believe if we're going to keep a person like Zeke here, he needs a fullback. Because when we had seen Zeke flourish, when he first came on, he had a fullback that was helping him get through certain holes. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But what I'm saying is, I like the fact that we're going to become a physical team again.
Yeah.
You're going to become a physical team instead of a finesse team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not going to say all of the play calling that Kellen Moore did was bad. And I really believe like we should keep some of that stuff. Some of that stuff I think we should keep to our advantage, like the tight ends and stuff like that. Yeah, certain things, but tweak it to where it's like it's running the way Matt McCarthy wanted to run. You know what I mean? Because Kellen Moore did have some good play call designs, but like you guys been saying, it's like things he wouldn't keep going back to the things that worked for him. He wanted to be different for some damn reason every damn game. Like I never understood that. But I do like the concept of now just listen to Mike McCarthy a little bit. Get him some of the weapons that he feel like Dak need and his team needs. You know what I mean? And I think that we do need some younger running backs. You know what I mean, on this team. If we're not gonna roll with Zeke, we're not gonna pay Pollard. Go get us some good running backs. Go get us some decent running backs that can do some things. And a speedy wide receiver. I really want to see an over-the-top wide receiver. I really believe we need to stretch the field a little bit more than what we have done in the past. It just to give CD some help.
Yep.
But hopefully Tolbert, he gets in however they get this offense rolling. Hopefully this year Tolbert can show his true colors. Yeah. And hopefully he can step his game up. Hey, the rest of the guys. Yeah. I'm up out of here though.
Appreciate you, Reek. Good call, brother. Good call. Boy, Reek had a point that I just forgot about, boy. The whole Tony thing. He wants to get younger at running back, and I think the big thing about Tony is that Tony ain't got. I don't even think it's like running back age. It's like running back carries on your body. You know what I'm saying? And Tony ain't really got a whole bunch of carries on his body. So that's a lot of the reason why I would think to bring back Tony. But If you don't want to bring back Tony, I understand because you just look at look at the running backs that's in the Super Bowl, man. You don't need them. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, he made a point to where he brought up the tight ends, and I don't even think Kellen used the tight ends all that well consistently. He did it for like 3 weeks out of the season, bro.
Ferguson could have did a lot more.
Yeah, and we kind of got attached to that because we kept wanting to see that, and it just never came back. But I tell you who utilizes tight ends, brother.
Scott Linehan.
No, Mike McCarthy. Go look at his history. When he got hired, I did a lot of digging on his history, and I remember a video that I made a long time ago. I don't even want y'all to see that video. It was so terrible production wise.
I got some of them too.
But man, if you go look at the list of his tight ends, the Jermichael Finleys of the world, he went and grabbed what's the cat from New Orleans that was a basketball player, Jimmy Graham, and turn him around, and the Richard Rodgers of the world. He had another one. I can't remember his name. I forget his name. But he had like a good group of 4 or 5 tight ends that stretched the field, Voch, that went vertical, that did yak things, right? Man. Whereas in this offense, a lot of what we do in this offense, in the Kellen Moore offense, doesn't involve yak at any position, any. So just imagine, though, one of the ultimate X factors every week in the National Football League is the tight end. Right. And we just never utilize that athletic advantage that we might have had week in, week out with Hendershot and Ferguson, or Ferguson alone. Ferguson created that. If you think about it, jumping over dudes and shaking dudes on a little rollout, but they never really got the tight ends going, in my opinion, from a horizontal standpoint, unless you think about the game in what was it, the Jaguars, where we got Hendershot finally ran a wheel route and they hit him up the sideline. But I think under McCarthy, you see a lot more of the tight ends getting downfield.
And we'll talk about fullbacks. I don't think we necessarily have to go find a fullback. And people saying put Zeke at fullback, I think that's nonsense. I think Sean McEwen would be a fantastic fullback for you. And you can do many things with that being part of your tight end package or whatever. But we'll talk.
The Zeke at fullback thing, it sounds crazy, but don't kill me. But if he wasn't Zeke, I mean, he make a fantastic fullback. I mean, put on about 10 pounds. Put on about 10 pounds, boy. That'd be a nice little fullback right there. You can do some things with that fullback.
I just think it's just a different time now, man.
Yeah, no. It's more of a tongue-in-cheek thing here. But what if Zeke said, "Man, I'll take a $10 million pay cut"? Nah, never mind. You can't do that. No. That's still a lot of money. Still a lot of money for a fullback.
Exactly, sir. Fucking Sean McEwen making $48. And Zeke say, right, I'll take $3 million. Bye. Fuck around with you, dog. Let's get Matt from East Texas on the phone. What's up, Matt?
What's going on, Voch? What's going on, Will?
Everything, play.
Yo.
Yeah, so I was listening to y'all talk about the DeJuan Jones. This is going to be a little bit like draft for the Cowboys.
Okay.
But another right side lineman that I really like in this draft.
Oh, no.
Would have to be
hold
on. Darnell Wright.
Oh, no. Tennessee?
Yeah, Tennessee. He's really got –
heard the name. I ain't watching.
Impressive thing to me would be his anchor.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched him play Alabama, and he absolutely eliminated Will Anderson on multiple reps.
Mm.
And I feel like if you want to switch him to the left side player, he could be probably a fit day one guard, but he kind of struggles on speed rushers. So that would kind of give me a little hesitant to throw him out at tackle. But it would be a decent competition between him and Tyler Smith over there at tackle. I feel like that's what the Cowboys should do: draft a tackle and let them compete. Best man plays tackle on the left side.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't watched them. It's still early for me. We did watch some O-line on Patreon today. We watched Peter Skoronski, DeJuan Jones, and Paris Johnson Jr. My names ain't good yet because it's February, but I'll be better in April, I promise. So we watched those guys. So when we go back to the Patreon, we'll watch our Georgia guy, our Tennessee guy, and one of the Florida interior guys. So that's what's on deck for patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. But as of now, I ain't seen them.
Right. That's all I had for today.
Appreciate you, man. Good call. Joe Sandberg was in the Patreon with us. He was in the front of the class chilling, and he confirms that Skoronski is indeed ass. One day we're gonna have a deeper conversation about O-line, and I just want to get people to understand that, bro, just because you ain't good at tackle don't make you a good guard. or just because you bad at both don't make you a good center. Those are three separate positions. They are not the same dude. So I may do a little breakdown on that one day. And just because you got short arms don't mean you're going to be a bad tackle. And just because you got short arms don't mean you're going to be a good guard. Sometimes you might just be bad. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about all those things one day. Skoronski, in my mind, might just be a center. He might be a tackle, but don't make me draft because I'm going to be upset that day. Anyway. Moving on, let's get DJ on the phone. See what he's talking about. What's up, DJ?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing today?
Cool and Playboy.
Yo,
what you got for the show?
All right. So y'all kind of started on it already, but I kind of wanted to get into, basically what we could do as far as free agency and the wide receiver position. A name that pops out to me, and it's all going to come down to what it's going to cost, is Alan Lazard and DJ Chark, because assuming that they're going to still run CD mainly out of the slot, like he does everything, but predominantly out of the slot, your second and third guys still have to be able to do outside the number things, and those two guys really kind of pop out at me. Marvin Jones is another one that I would throw in there, but again, it's all going to come down to cost for all of these guys. If they're going to want between 12 and 15 million plus, then of course they're not on the table, especially not for this team and what they do. That was my first thing. And then my second thing is that the Solari was his name, Mike Solari.
Sure.
Did I get that right?
I believe.
Okay.
I don't even know, but yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah.
So I don't know anything about him. I just kind of wanted to ask, assuming what you watched, with the personnel that is on this O-line now, I know historically that Dallas has been more of a zone running scheme. Last couple of years have been weird, but that's mainly because Kellen really doesn't have a running identity.
He doesn't.
But mainly a zone type running scheme in the past. Would it be more, because of the personnel that we have, be more beneficial to go more of the power run scheme, just straight vertical kind of running game versus the side to side, or with sticking with the zone from at least a little bit that you did watch or that you do know about them? Would they be more inclined to stay with the zone side of things as well?
That's a loaded, confusing question, bro. But yeah. I think they're gonna run the ball more. I don't know exactly what the scheme's gonna be. But I know that he is a run game guy. He is a motion guy. He is a detail guy, and that's all that's all the information I can give you. Now, see, what we could do is lie like we got all the information, but we don't want to lie to y'all. You know what I'm saying? He just signed a couple of hours ago, and I ain't never heard of his ass before he got here. I wasn't even born when he started coaching. You know what I mean? So, we'll probably let some more things happen. And of course, when the season starts, and me and Will still go to training camp, we'll have some information like that for sure. But all I know, based on the coaching clinic that John only dropped, I think we gonna be running the football a little more.
Well, J.O. talked about it. He talked about it's gonna be more inside zone. And then if you go and watch, Okoye dropped the video on. It's funny, if you watch Okoye's video on Brian Schottenheimer, you actually get an inside look on Mike Solari, because Mike Solari was the offensive line coach. And
I got you.
And you're going to see more some zone stuff. Here's the thing, though. This whole just power, just zone, that's not a thing in the NFL no more. They do that. They do a combination of both. The 90s, you might have saw, early 2000s, teams didn't do a whole lot of that. That's why you saw Mike Shanahan have so much success all the time, because him and Kubiak, it was only a handful of teams doing it. Look at all the AFC, NFC championship participants. They utilize zone concepts with man concepts as well. So I think Mike Solari is going to bring a running scheme here. And when it comes to the actual talent to match it, I mean, look what he had to work with in Seattle. He didn't have a lot of talent to work with in Seattle, and he still was able to produce efficient run games. That was the word I want to use. Efficient run game. I don't care if you're running 35 times. It means nothing if you're not efficient. He produced efficient run games with lesser talent. So I believe here with better talent, whatever he decides to do, I think they'll have success.
As long as he don't like Conor McGovern, he good with me.
Don't see Josh Ball at all. I don't want to see him on the field. He should be in training camp.
Please. Appreciate you, my guy. Good call.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, and trust me, Chad, the more information we get, the more we're gonna,
right.
pass it along to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I never heard of it. I ain't know nothing about it.
Yeah, and look, listen, I'm not saying he's gonna be this world beater. This is the new Bill Callahan. But again, I'm just like y'all. I go reach out there and look at people that know more than I do about this situation. And I reached out to Duke about this, and Duke said he talked to people, and he believes that he'll do well here, and he's an upgrade to Joe Philbin. John only believes he's an upgrade to Joe Philbin. If you an upgrade to Joe Philbin, that's a dub in my opinion. So, I think.
I want Duke.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
I want Duke, motherfucker. Drop the bag on his ass.
Damn.
It ain't gonna happen for sure. Griffon Hall says, "Stop hating on McGovern, bro. He all right, and that's my fucking problem. That he just all right. That is my problem. That's my exact problem. That we trying to make a swing guard a starter. That's my you right. Hey, look, fam. You ain't lied yet, fam. You ain't lied yet. You ain't gonna catch me hitting the false fiction button on that, brother. You told the truth. McGovern is all right. I want better than all right.
I called him a quality reserve player.
He cool.
Quality reserve. Not somebody I want starting for 16 games. Quality reserve.
Especially when the motherfucker I just drafted would be a beast that go, but we ain't talking about that. Let's get Mark on the phone. What's up, Mark?
Hey, good afternoon, Voch. Good afternoon, Skywalker, Steele. How you doing?
Cool,
all right.
What you got for the show?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. Hey, I'm gonna try to mind my manners a little bit. Voch, I think last time I called, I kind of told on myself, so that was my first time being seen on the radio and didn't know how to act. So I'm gonna be a little better this time.
No, you good, man. Do your thing. This home. Well, go ahead.
Well, first off, I'm gonna start with Skywalker stole my little thunder, man, with the tight end groups. I think, as a group, position group on the offense, that might have been the best group that the Cowboys had. And to the point of Kellen Moore actually not knowing how to utilize what he had in regards to his play calling and play scheming.
I know he's silly.
Man, you got a Hendershot and Ferguson, those guys. Look, Tom Brady, when they were in New England, they used to love having two tight ends running out there because they liked to battle. Belichick was a defensive coach anyway. So the more running he could do, the better. Tom Brady had those explosive passing numbers when he had Randy Moss, and who wouldn't? But 9 times out of 10, they were running the football up there. And they kept balance out there because you had to deal with, I won't mention the other guys because of who he was, but you had Gronk out there working the middle of the field. Look at KC with Kelsey. He is the primary receiver. They got the other guys running routes, and Kelsey's just doing, he's the one with the option route thing. So it's about utilizing what you had. And and I hate to go back to the San Francisco game because it's over and done with and I'm over it, but I'm not. But if you look at how that game played out, didn't that game look a whole lot like what the games looked like in September and October when Dak wasn't there? Really close to the vest, defensive minded, low scoring. Shouldn't they have been familiar with how to approach a game like that because they had already done that?
Yeah.
People forget that the defense was struggling when Dak got back. They were very much middle of the pack, so they had to score 30 points a game, and they couldn't have done that with Cooper Rush on the center. They did it with Dak.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the befuddling thing with me about Kellen Moore. Again, he could be the smartest guy in the room, but he obviously doesn't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if he ultimately had friction with Mike McCarthy with play calling because he always had the carte blanche to do whatever he wanted because he was the chosen one, he was blessed and touched by the Joneses or whatever, I still kind of hold that under McCarthy because he knows. Even if Kellen doesn't, he knows. If he had the full rank, and this is the thing with that with me, with McCarthy, he's the first person outside of the Cowboys organization for the duration of the Joneses ownership that they've actually gone out and gotten. He kind of set the domino in motion for, even though they're taking a long time, for the Joneses to get a little bit out of the way of what's going on the field, not having so much to say about anything. Let your coaches coach. And McCarthy could have said, I believe, even before that got back, we're going to do more to run the offense the way I want to run it, even if he's going to let Kellen Moore call the plays. I said that, man, as the head coach, man, and particularly on the offensive side of the ball, which is McCarthy's calling card, man, get your hands on that. Don't let Kellen Moore call the game one way Kellen would do it. He called a different series. He called a different series of plays after having associated. You just saw that in San Francisco. They go down there, they score their touchdown. What are they in? They're in a heavy set. They run play action. They got back on the move. They come right back down there on a 2nd and 2, and they spreading people out for what?
Mm-hmm.
For what? That's just nonsense. So just.
I understand. Take a breath. Don't work yourself up. But we gonna no. Cool. We just got some new news. We just got a Kellen Moore quotes. We about to read this. Appreciate you, Mark. Good call.
For what?
Okay. Thanks for taking my call, gentlemen. Keep up the good work, man.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see. We got a new Kellen Moore quote. You want to hear it?
Not really, but
well, I'm glad you say that. Let me go ahead and read it. Kellen Moore said. This is per John Owning, I guess, took the shit and screenshot or whatever. Let me see.
John Machota.
Who I said?
Owning. I saw it. I read it while he was on the phone.
Oh, what shit? What'd he say?
He was just talking about he loved Dallas and all this other. I don't give a damn about none of that. He ain't say nothing. Unless you got a different quote.
Wasn't no miss. I love Dallas. I've been fortunate to spend in one spot for 8 years.
Yeah.
Ain't no missing that?
No.
Oh, let me cut this shit down. I ain't that cool.
You can read it. Go ahead. Ain't nothing messy in it.
Why would I read something that ain't got no mess in it? Tyrant, what up?
What's up, Bob? What's up, Will?
Yo.
Bob Cousy's doing?
Man, huh?
How you Bob Cousy's doing?
Bob Cousy. What's up, Bob Cousy? Nah, we chilling, my Bob Cousy, man. We chilling, my guy. What you got for the show?
Hey, Colin, can we get a Bob Cousy shirt?
I just got a couple of questions, Will. One, I like to hire, but do you really think, realistically, that Mike McCarthy is going to change a lot on offense?
Hyundai Sonata versus Toyota Camry.
Kind of go back to doing what he's been doing.
Man, I just think we just gonna do things simpler, man. I just don't think we're gonna, I don't foresee huge change because you don't want to change like too much. But I mean, I think we're just gonna do things that work and we're gonna keep doing them, and hopefully we do them efficiently and we find mismatches, find the scrub, do some good roster management. You know what I'm saying? Get some better dudes in here, and I just think it's gonna be, it's just gonna be doing things better than what someone else would have done. That's how I say it.
Enough. Yeah, and I definitely co-sign that better dudes thing, whether it be Nuke Hopkins or whoever else. We need somebody besides wide receiver 6, Noah Brown running out there.
Right. Appreciate you though, Tyron. Good call, man.
Yes, sir.
Will Steele, let me find out what's up. My Bob Cousy's gonna be a thing. Let me find out that's a thing.
Tell me. Listen, all that merch that Colin dropped. Lombardi merch at it, brother. We need
I better not find a way to manipulate my way into having a Bob Cousy shirt on Colin Cowherd. That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate inside job.
I don't even want to go there. Oh man, it could be.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about if Colin Cowherd does a second draft show on my channel, because Colin Cowherd did one draft show on my channel already.
Get him to worry
if I
about
get Colin Cowherd to do another draft show, I'm like, hey man, I got this merch. If you want to help support the merch, it goes back to the volume, and it's a Bob Cousy based shirt, and Colin Cowherd wears it on my shirt. Come on, man. Come on, man. What we doing, bro?
You gotta be careful though. As soon as somebody catch on. Breaking news: Colin Cowherd.
Boy, we might get 5 of this one, boy.
Inadvertently uses
Will still mute me. I can't do this out loud.
Hold on. Okay. You mute it. Yeah, but you gotta cover your mouth. It's been a while. You're unmuted. Oh right, my Lord.
That ain't what I wanted. Shit, go back to that.
Well, after he wears a koozie, that's the church he went to.
Shut up, Will Steele. Shut up.
According to reports.
Breaking news.
There's a lot of hot sauce in there. What they're doing the Cupid shuffle. They're doing the Cupid. Well, still, we can't keep going.
I know. I can keep going. I almost said
Normally
something else.
just
I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Oh man, it's too easy. Get to the next call. What was he saying? Oh, is there going to be changes?
Changes.
Hey, look, man. I'm gonna put a pin in it, but I'm starting to think it might be. Yeah, I think it might be.
Yo, bullshit. Fuck out of here. What do you say? Quarterback. Yeah, boy, they throw the ball, man. They show.
Yeah,
they throw that. That's reason supers.
So somebody said they missed the original Bob Cousy joke. That's why you can't miss shows, man.
Can't miss shows, man. You want to do it with?
But didn't you show Twitch?
I did it on Twitch. Yeah. I did it.
We can't do it here though because we could. We dropped it already a bunch of times, but that just let the mystique build. They got to go find it.
Y'all gotta go find it.
They go find it. Yeah.
Go find it, Marvin.
Go find it, Bob Cousy.
These and look. I know exactly where it's at. It's in our DMs on Instagram. What? We'll just keep that between us. All right, let's get some supers in here. Voch side can't miss shows, man.
No.
How about this? If y'all come to my Twitch after the show, twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi, then I'll play it for you.
There you go.
There you go. It'll be later though. It'll be like.
I mean, just know it's the whole entire reason why we basically don't give a point.
It's basically why we act where we act. Boy, look, Wilson, I was about to come in this mug in a damn suit and tie on my first day of work, boy. I saw that shit.
I hit you up because we was definitely both.
Welcome to Volume. Talking about Skywalker.
rough. I saw that shit and I was like, man,
hey, dog, you see this video, fam? We good. We straight over here. We can let it.
I'm about to make fun of Colin Cowherd. I wish you would say something if he got this on his network.
Right.
Yeah, we'll let them decide. We'll let them catch up. All right, here we go.
Fella.
On the volume side. I didn't like how you said that. On the volume, what's the date? February 1st. There we go. Mr. Wright, Antoine Myers, appreciate you, Twan. He dropped 5. It says Kalisha Cansey, defensive lineman, Pittsburgh. Check him out. DeJuan Jones, man, I'll cry with tears if we draft him first. Happy tears. Also, Raheem Jarrett is so good at wide receiver. We'll get to him at some point. You know what I mean? We'll get to all these characters at some point. But DeJuan Jones, the right tackle from Ohio State, that kid can play. Now, I want to know how that's going to work. Like, can he be a left side guy? Like, if he's a left side guy, I mean, can he play either tackle? If we can get him to do that same thing that he's doing on the left side, oh goodness, man, I'm all in.
He's a right tackle.
He's a right tackle
by trade.
Sure.
Okay.
By trade is a right tackle. But the other guy that'll probably get drafted higher because his ceiling's higher, better athlete, all that kind of shit. Paris Johnson Jr. He's probably gonna get drafted early. He's the left tackle. So 2 first-round tackles on their team.
I'm about to say they might get 2 first-round tackles.
Yeah, for sure. And Guillotine 06 dropped a deuce and says, should Mike remove or limit the option routes? Let me tell you something. If Mike McCarthy call the plays and he don't like option routes, he ain't gonna call. He ain't gonna call them.
Oh, he's not gonna. He came out and said it.
Yeah, for sure. He said, cut all this little bullshit out, so we're good. Appreciate y'all on the volume side. Salute. And he has played left tackle. Oh, well, cool. Perfect. I saw his right tackle film. Perfect. So, yeah, here we go. And on the Lombardi side, appreciate y'all for being here also. Let me hit refresh to make sure. Y'all need to hit the like button, first of all. Appreciate y'all, man. Like me and Will still come up here and do all this work, man. And all I ask is just hit the like button. We got people spending money in the Patreon. We got people going over on Twitch. This don't cost no money. Just hit the like button so we can give y'all a 2-hour show one day, please. How about this? If you hit the like button, me and Will still give you a 2-hour show. Easy. Right, Will still?
Yeah, sure.
No kind of teamwork in this motherfucker. We ain't got no kind of camaraderie, no continuity in this motherfucker.
We got. So we got to get better dudes. Out you saying?
Gotta get better dudes. Reggie Hart on the Vice side dropped the deuce and says, great show, DC4L. Appreciate you, sir. And Mr. Leota dropped the dime and said, volume. Salute to you, my guy. That's all the supers we have for today. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Please, man, hit the like button, man. We ain't doing nothing else. Marcus Harris, you got something for us on the way out? On the way out? On the way out? On the way out? Somebody said Voch is built like an offensive line coach. Voch was an offensive line coach. You weren't ready for that one, though. You weren't ready for that one. Yo, Will Steele, dog, I'm still mad at the fact that the camera made me look wider than what I am. I'm actually taller than I'm taller.
You're very tall. Listen, man.
Like,
I told you when I first met you, I was like, what? You know, this dude was 6 foot something.
I'm not built like this at all. Like, I hate how I look on camera. That's why I'm trying to like get in super shape. But like the camera add like 15 pounds to me. Like I'll chase you down and catch you. Like, relax.
Shoot some
Anyway.
and wet you.
Here we go. Good one, Will. Still good call back. How rough, how rough. How rough, how rough. How rough, how rough. How tall are you, by Sky? Like 4'8". Sky ain't 4'8". Sky's not 4'8". I'm tall, but I'm not as tall as Foots. Here we go. Marcus Harrison said Tyron Smith is still no, we ain't talking about. No, that's not his quote. Okay. Here you go. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me and Will Steele.
That's us.
You know when he says that. At the volume, leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. Let me run that back, Will Steele. Hold on, dog. Hold on. Don't press no buttons over that now. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Press the button. Hit the button.
I'll wait.
Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. Too fly for the clouds, too down for the green grass. Shouts out to you, Marcus Harrison. Thank you for what you do, sir. You bring a little bit of class and elegance to this tomfoolery that we do on the daily. Sure, appreciate you.
Definitely some tomfoolery.
They love this shit though. Hey man,
I love it.
Another
man.
good show. Yeah, it's a fantastic.
One of my favorite times of the day, man. 3. It's really like 2:45. We come in here, we fool around. You know, we really could start this at 3:00.
We're still late. So this is what we got on deck today. This is what we got on deck for today.
What we got?
Timeout. Voch 6 foot. Nah, come on, man. Y'all kidding me, man. Voch, I'm like 6'1" in real life, but Foot's like 6'4". So what we got today?
Shorten yourself. I think you're like 6'2", 6'3". Man.
I'm definitely 6'1" some change. It's the shoes.
It's the shoes. Okay, I got you.
The shoes made me feel 6'2", but I'm
everybody's 6'3" to me apparently. But
that's fair. Leave a like on the Volumes page, please. Subscribe to the Volumes page, all their social media platforms. Appreciate y'all. Leave a subscribe on the Voch and a like on the Voch page. Appreciate y'all. We're going live on Twitch today, twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi. That's my non-football platform. We're going to continue to play Sekiro. And I also think if Alex is there, we're going to watch UFC fights possibly today or tomorrow. But then we also have a lion documentary that we have to tap into. So we love to break those down and have a little fun with them. Good little reactions there. For patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. I might do a Patreon today before I go live on Twitch. I told my Patreon guys we was going to come back and watch the Georgia offensive lineman and the Tennessee offensive line. So we may do that before we do Patreon. So turn your notifications on everything. And I really mean that because I really don't know when I'm going live either. So we're going to run patreon.com/Voch Lombardi today. We're going to run twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi today. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I'll tell the Bob Cousy joke on Twitch. Follow my guy Skywalker Steele at Skywalker STEELE on Twitter. He does fantastic work over there, and check him out in the morning. His show is a precursor to my show. It is 8:30 in the morning till about 10 o'clock or whenever the phones feel like they want to stop being long-winded. Appreciate you, sir. You do fantastic work. Like
appreciate you, brother.
With that being said, man, y'all hold down for the Dosey Woes of Peasky Whiskey today, Wednesday. So we'll see y'all tomorrow to break down some draft. Volume.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
said you got an OnlyFans.